Ben Gilbert here with Alex Perry.
Hello.
We are Business Insider employees who play video games, and we are here to do that for you today on the internet.
That's right, Ben.
What a surprise.
Video games are back. They're better than ever. There's more of them.
I hear they're better now than ever before.
That's true.
And this is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It's this year's entry in the Call of Duty series.
Yes.
One of the biggest video game franchises in the world.
Yeah.
It's a first-person shooter. It's about war and stuff. This one's in the future. Infinite Warfare.
There's infinite.
Never ends.
The war never ends. Well, actually, it's like 6 or 7 hours long, but
okay, so not quite Infinite Warfare.
But yeah, it never ends. We're here. This game takes place in outer space.
We are playing on the PlayStation 4. We've got a copy of the Legacy Edition here in between us, directly in between us.
Yes.
Look at it. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
It comes with a copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. It's an older Call of Duty game.
Yes.
Alex is going to be driving. I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions. You've probably got questions too. You should ask them to us in the Facebook Live comment section.
That's right.
Alex, let's get rolling.
All right. So we are going to start with the campaign here. That is...
the single player,
if you
will.
Yes, this is the stuff that you don't need friends to do this. I know that some people just don't have friends. So
Sure.
Okay, so
or maybe you just don't want to interact with the randos on the internet, of course.
That is true. Okay, so the way this campaign is set up is quite different from in the past. In past Call of Duty games, you kind of just run through levels in a linear progression, and when you finish a level, you just go on to the next one. In this game, you are the captain of a big ol' awesome spaceship, and between missions, you go back to your ship, and you can kind of hang out, and you can watch newsreels, and you can do other things, and you kind of pick missions from a galactic map. So we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at the spaceship, and then we're going to look at some of these side missions and a story mission, and then some other stuff after that. So
that's like particularly notable, the
Yes.
the concept of this hub world, given that past Call of Duty games are all like super linear, first-person, story-driven things, right? Like you have a bunch of chapters, you play through them, and when it's done, right? There's not a bunch of side missions, there's not optional stuff. But it sounds like this one's got a hub world, optional side missions.
It's really cool.
An evolution of the single-player campaign in Call of Duty, if you will.
And when you are out of the ship and when you are just on the missions, it is very similar to past Call of Duty games. There are some new kind of outer space theme mechanics. So here we are. Here in the story, we've just finished up a mission, and here is Jon Snow, who plays the villain of the game, Kit Harington from Game of Thrones. Yes. You know him as Jon Snow.
I like how you call him Kit Harington from Game of Thrones, but Jon Snow without that.
Well,
separately.
He is the villain. He's this mean guy he's born on Mars. Whole deal is that these people settled on different planets from Earth, and then they all decided they hated Earth.
Sure.
And they formed the Settlement Defense Front.
Sure.
And they have decided that they have declared war on Earth, and we need to stop them.
Do they get called the SDF?
Yes.
Of course they do. War games love acronyms.
Well, so does the military.
Yes, it's true. That's a good point.
But yeah, Kit Harington, Jon Snow, whatever you want to call him, he is barely in the game. You see him at the very beginning of the game. He gets all up in your face and says some mean things to you.
Sure.
And then throughout the rest of the game, he just kind of yells. He's not great. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, he is certainly the hot dude of the moment.
He is.
And I mean that in more ways than one.
Yep. So here I'm on my ship here. This is my friend. So I want to mention, I'm playing as a guy named Nick.
Sure.
Her name is Nora.
Okay.
Their playlist is infinite, as is the Warfare.
Got it. Is that like a joke reference to that film?
I would like to believe that it is.
Okay. I have not actually seen that movie, so I don't get the joke, unfortunately.
Neither have I. I would really... There's no way they would do that without it being a reference, right?
But this looks like pretty good, graphically speaking.
It looks great.
Pretty.
Yes. The game looks fantastic.
And yeah, I mean, the whole Kit Harington thing, not a huge surprise. Like, Call of Duty has certainly done this in the past, 4 or 5 years. They've had like these major celebrity cameos. There was the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare that had Kevin Spacey, of course, or called Spacey, if you wanted to call it that game.
Yes.
I might call it that.
Good, yeah.
Call of Kevin is less,
it just doesn't roll off the tongue really.
But the big point in this game, speaking of Spacey, is this is in space.
Yeah.
And you are kind of in this like future, right? Instead of just being a lot of past war games, like especially this year actually, there's like Battlefield 1, which is set in World War I. That's the big competition for Call of Duty. And Call of Duty took a different approach, and they went to the future.
So I want to call attention to, you can just walk by, and this lady is always shooting things in VR.
Oh, great.
This is like 100 years in the future, something VR headsets still look dumb.
That's unfortunate. You'd think that they would have.
They're
like,
wireless,
contacts.
though. It's wireless.
Yeah, I mean, Oculus has a wireless one coming out.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know what to say.
You got your guys over in mess hall here. You don't... they talk about things sometimes you can't really.
Does the hub world change at all?
Sort of. You can go over here and watch newsreels about things you've just done.
Okay. All right. So this is some atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
I think this stuff is pretty cool. There's not a lot to it.
Sure.
But it gives it kind of a cool, like, relaxed vibe. Like, just here's some quiet moments. Here's some time for you to just hang out.
It's kind of impressive seeing that every single-player first-person shooter campaign unanimously decided this year to do something new and actually try to move the medium forward.
Yeah, I have not played Titanfall or Battlefield yet. I understand those are quite good.
Yeah, totally.
But I would say, like, this game is the single-player side of this game anyway is quite good.
Yeah. And we will get to multiplayer, by the way. Don't worry.
Yes.
That is coming. I'm sure you're going to be asking lots of questions about multiplayer, about zombie modes. That's all coming. I promise.
Yeah,
we'll be streaming here for a while.
So this is, if you've ever played something like Mass Effect, that's a game where you go up to your little galactic map and you kind of choose where you want to go.
Sure, yeah.
This is like that. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to go to my quarters because there are a couple of things you can do in here.
Like maybe customize your character?
No, not really.
No. All right.
Ben, did you ever play Mercenaries Playground of Destruction?
I did not. No.
Well, that game...
I'm sorry to tell you.
That game, yeah, most people didn't. That game came out like 10 years ago or something, and it had this concept of the Deck of 52, which are these most wanted guys, and they're kind of divided up like with playing cards.
Clearly,
and
yes.
you're hunting down these guys, and throughout the game's like side missions and some of the main missions, you end up taking out all of these guys if you do all the side missions. It's kind of cool. You can get some little like background on like, here's this junior lieutenant, here's his story.
Man, it's just like a wall of people you murdered?
Pretty much, yeah.
Great, all right, sure.
I have unlocked all of them because I've beaten the game.
Yes.
But normally, you don't get this information until you've killed these guys.
Got it.
You get like, here's
some minor spoilers
Jon
here.
Snow. Whatever.
No, not really. I'm mostly joking.
Yeah, you got your
okay.
little quarters here. There's a guitar right there. You can't play it.
Okay.
Because this game isn't that cool. You can sit down at your computer. You can listen to like audio logs here. And get some story that way if you so desire. I didn't really do a lot of that because you have to stay sitting at the computer to listen to them.
I'm good on that. I think that sounds like something we could definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's there.
Yes, for sure.
But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go back out into my comms room here.
Right. You got a pretty luxurious quarters considering you're on this ship full of people.
Yeah, and also this ship gets like kind of destroyed at the beginning of the game, but then it's fine, I guess.
Sure. Help her out of that.
Jeez.
Captain.
Fantastic.
Engineering and bridge sifted through.
All right, so we've got. Let's see what questions we have here.
That's right.
People want to see the game.
That's
This
right.
is the game.
Yeah, this is a big part of the game. Like,
Those are enemy
but
tubs.
we're gonna get to
Just the
shooting
ship
guys
shows
in the
every
face
other
shortly.
Now, we've pinpointed
Yes,
some of their
promise there will
positions.
be warfare
We
in
can
this
assault
Infinite
each
Warfare
other's
video
positions.
shortly.
All right, here we go.
So there's a star map. You can go to any of these planets.
Yeah, you can go to the ones
right?
that have mission icons next to
Okay.
them.
All right. So do you ever go to Earth, presumably?
You start in Earth.
Start on Earth.
There's a big old attack in Geneva, future Geneva.
Okay.
Select one. Which one is this?
The target of opportunity.
Yeah, this is a side mission. We can take a look at one of these. This one up here.
Target of opportunity? Another target of opportunity?
Yeah, these are
looks like?
side missions. Okay, I think this is the one I want to do.
Okay, great.
So this is a side mission. This is actually optional, but I recommend if you do get this game and play through the single player, doing all of them because A, they're really good, they're really fun, and B, you get like cool upgrades and new weapons and stuff from doing them.
That's the point of these side missions. Is you get like stuff that'll impact your character
Yes.
across the whole game.
Yeah.
I understand.
Got it. Okay.
I once stood in your shoes, Commander.
You were a captain, Mac?
You get a little story
Why'd you give up
here.
your commission?
I'll say like the cast of
I
characters in this
committed
game,
the royal sin
you
that
know,
could break Commander
relative
too.
to other Call of Duty games, is
cared.
like I ended up
cared,
sort of
Chief.
caring about them at the end of the game.
Ordering men into battle
So
wasn't for everyone.
not that I love this
the
this
shades
watching
are now
this,
in
but
my
is it
hands and
possible that you can? Are you able to skip this?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I don't believe I am. But
I'm
we're
more
gonna-
asking
we're
for
gonna
people
We're
at
gonna get to the
home,
mission.
right?
No, we're good.
Okay. All right.
That stuff usually isn't very long.
That helps. Maybe they're hiding loading in that or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think they are.
Could be.
So yeah, we're heading out on our mission now.
Wow, that was pretty quick actually.
Yeah. Normally you choose a loadout, like you can choose what weapons you want to bring on a mission, but for this mission in particular, they kind of want you to bring the sniper rifle.
Okay. There's any sort of a squad in this situation, right? It's more of like a lone wolf kind of thing.
It's you and one other person.
You and one other person.
I believe this mission anyway. No, you don't have like a squad you command or anything.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get in my space plane, Jackal. Oh, this game has lots of like dogfighting too. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, the space dogfighting stuff.
And that stuff is cool.
But presumably not a focus, right? Like
There's
focus is-
quite a lot of it, actually.
That's surprising.
And you unlock like new upgrades for your ship and stuff.
We should probably see some of that dogfighting.
I think some of that happens over the course of this mission.
Okay, we'll find out.
So you have this whole launch sequence here. You do have to do this every time you launch into a mission, which I think is kind of funny. I'm going to get up here, and then I'm going to hold up on the analog stick to prime my thrusters.
Of course. Always priming thrusters.
And then once that meter is full,
Okay, so you sort of have an active component of that cutscene, I guess.
yeah,
Sort of.
it's funny.
That sounds like how I would describe all of Call of Duty.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm being unfair, of course.
Well, I don't know that you are.
Scanners
So we're in
green.
space.
They don't know we're here.
Clearly.
There's no ground below me.
Take it slow.
I can just fly.
What?
Copy.
That seems like you should be tethered to something.
I
Like
have
as a means of
a grappling
safety.
hook.
Huh.
Enemy transport ahead.
So this is certainly not standard Call of Duty stuff here.
This stuff is cool.
Use cover. Keep moving.
So our objective here is we're going to try to infiltrate this big enemy ship and take a prototype weapon out of it. We're under the cover of stealth here. We don't want to be seen.
There are presumably no
Eyes on
aliens.
two scouts.
No.
No aliens. All right. No talk of like discovering another life form or anything.
No, nothing like that.
Man.
Take your pick. I'll get the others.
Also, wouldn't shooting a gun if you're untethered in space send you flying backwards?
You know?
It's questions like this that I guess
All
I
right,
should
so we got these two guys here. I have a moral choice here. I can kill one or kill the other. She's going to get the other.
Let's go.
Okay. What?
Yep.
Maybe I guess your jetpack could like account for when you fire the gun and whatever. I'm overanalyzing this. Video games. Everything's great.
You know, I noticed in the like dogfighting when you're in the plane, the space plane, some of your weapons will like knock you back a little bit.
Sure.
Grab cover.
Sure.
You don't spend a ton of time out here in like 0G.
Right.
Just a couple of
Clear.
missions.
Let's
but,
go.
So, in case anybody at home is just joining us, hi and welcome.
Hello.
We're playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, a brand new game on the PlayStation 4. It came out last week on Friday.
Yeah.
It's available now on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. We are playing it on PlayStation 4. This is a space mission,
Yeah.
as you can tell, because we're floating in space.
Yeah, I can ascend and descend freely. I have this sniper rifle. I'm gonna reload.
Also, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. I will be
Absolutely.
monitoring that and happy to answer them. Questions about Call of Duty, questions about games coming out this holiday, questions about Pokemon. I don't have a lot of answers on Pokemon,
I have
but some. Alex has definitely more than me.
Yeah.
Stay low.
Yeah, just in general.
Oh, the cool thing, this sniper rifle's cool. If I hold triangle here, it turns into an assault rifle.
Of course.
Clear to move.
I like how it's just a measure of sliding down that,
Yep.
that scope. Nothing
That's
else.
all that needs to change. So we're moving over here. We're going to sabotage the thrusters on this ship to keep it from moving so we can get inside.
This kind of reminds me of the missions in previous Call of Duty games where you'd be like underwater infiltrating something.
Yeah.
Which definitely, you know, they mix up the gameplay a little bit, make it so you're not just like running from objective to objective,
Yeah.
and taking cover and firing. and
There's
whatnot.
like a big sniper mission in the original Modern Warfare as well.
Yeah, that was a great experience.
Yeah. All right, so we got guys here. Killed him.
Nice shot.
We got these engineers. We're gonna dispatch of them and their security.
By the way, if you're at home and you wanna let us know what your favorite Call of Duty game is and why, I would love to know.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is probably Modern Warfare, the
we've
original
responded.
Modern Warfare.
We're fine.
What about you, Alex? What's your favorite Call of Duty?
Gosh, original Modern Warfare probably, but my memory is probably clouded by the fact that I just played through that game like yesterday with the Modern Warfare Remastered.
That helps.
That was the game that like really, really made me love Call of Duty though.
You know, I want to give a shout out to Call of Duty 2, actually.
I played a lot of that game.
Which I A, played a lot of, and B, was the first game I played on Xbox 360,
Me too.
really, that was
Yeah.
like so impressive. Like, I remember storming the beach in Normandy in that game
It
and
looks
being
so
like,
good.
wow, video
Yeah.
games, this is not
That was
something I've played
definitely
before.
like like going to Target or something and seeing the demo kiosk for the 360 and seeing that was like kind of mind-blowing at the time.
Totally.
I loved Call of Duty 2 at the time, but like Modern Warfare 4 was the one that was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's clear that that one like
serious.
really changed. They moved past World War II. They kind of set standards for a lot of first-person shooters, especially Call of Duty at that point.
And I want to, I loved Modern Warfare 2 as well. That game was ridiculous.
It was.
But
It's I think the last full Call of Duty game I played was Modern Warfare 2.
yeah.
And I think I don't say that to say that these games got bad, but they definitely got formulaic.
They got
I think is how I
formulaic
would put
and
it.
like there being a new Call of Duty game every year, it was easy to get burned out.
Yeah, so that's actually an important point. This is an annual franchise, right? This is like Madden or lots of other games.
But they're not every game is made by the same studio.
Right. So this year's game is made by Infinity Ward. They're the same folks who made the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They made Call of Duty 2.
Well, it's the same studio.
The same
name.
studio.
It's not
yes,
necessarily
I shouldn't say the same
people.
folks. Some of those folks have certainly left. There was a massive exodus at one point at Infinity Ward. They all went on to form Respawn Entertainment that now makes the Titanfall series. So if you've been playing those games and wondering why they play like Call of Duty,
Hey, check this out.
That's probably
I
why.
can tether to this guy and mess him up.
yeah, that seems like a fantastic thing to do. It's also the idea of going out and fighting. Like, why are they just standing there?
I don't know.
That's you don't have to answer for the developers,
They're hanging
but
out.
like that they're just hanging out and waiting to get shot in space is maybe not the best choice of them.
Assault rifle time.
Yeah, that seems more effective. So this is like floating normal Call of Duty gameplay, basically, right here.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna
which
get.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
We're gonna get inside the ship in a minute here,
Sure.
and at that point it will just be Call of Duty.
But the concept of playing Call of Duty like this, like in this bizarre floaty way, is kind of cool. Actually.
Yeah, these missions are fun. Like I really like this stuff. Really, the only problem I had with the single player side of this game is that there just wasn't more of it. It's not super long.
Sure.
I need to get behind cover.
Like just float down.
That's how you do it.
This is ridiculous. That is a little ridiculous, I gotta say. No sound in space. Yeah, all right.
I have thought about the same thing all the time.
Wouldn't this gun push you backwards when firing in space? I had the same question, Jason. I don't know. What's the best and worst aliens in this game? Thank you from Brazil. Nate, there are no aliens in this game. I asked that question a little while ago, and Alex confirmed there are 0 aliens. I'm sorry to tell you that. Unless, I don't know, if you want to consider, like, I don't know, if somebody was born on Mars, they kind of are an alien to me.
The villain of this game was born on Mars.
Yeah, right? Like,
A fact that he loves to remind you of.
presumably there's a reference to the Ghost of Mars somewhere in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The whole game actually.
The whole game is actually just an homage to the Ghost of Mars.
Yes. All right, some dudes in here. We're gonna infiltrate this space plane.
So the folks who were asking about in terms of like realism, we're kind of goofing on that stuff. Call of Duty is certainly not meant to be like an ultra-realistic simulation kind of game. It's certainly more of like a thrill ride, blockbuster-y kind of experience. So it's big on like explosions and crazy moments more than it is like this crazy dogfight that you're apparently doing all of a sudden. And it's less about being ultra-realistic. So if you're goofing on the asteroids and floating and stuff, please feel free to goof on it, but definitely it's not intended to be serious or realistic. This is very much a goofy arcade game.
This stuff is really simple. You can hold the left trigger to lock onto enemies, and then you just kind of follow them and shoot them. You'll occasionally have to fight like big, like kind of carriers and things like that, and those will require a little more strategy. If enemies' missiles lock onto you, you can fire flares.
To kind of throw them off.
Yeah, you can shoot missiles. They can fire flares to counter my missiles.
This is pretty intense.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It certainly does look.
It's not the most like complicated, but it's fun.
Yeah, you just described the entire Call of Duty experience once again.
Yeah.
It's not complicated, but it's gorgeous.
Totally.
And it's fun. Sure. Yeah.
I'm shocked by the fact that I'm like playing competently here. Given it's tough to talk and play.
Yes, I can attest to that fact. But you seem to be doing fine here.
Yeah.
So yeah, to the folks asking about, Battlefield or whatever else, I know that the world of video game marketing has painted these games as direct competitors and very similar.
They're so different.
Very different games,
Yeah.
right? Like they're both first-person shooters. They're both about war. That's pretty much where the similarities end. Battlefield's a lot heavier, a lot more simulation-based, where, I mean, I'm being maybe a little bit over-exaggerative in how simulation-based it is, but it's certainly more serious than this, right? Call of Duty is definitely a little bit more arcadey.
Call of Duty is the action movie.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the way to put it. It's like meant to be a blockbuster.
Now I have to go land on my ship.
So that was it. All right.
Yeah, this is just a side mission. The main ones are a little more involved, but you know, again, like this could have been like a main mission in another Call of Duty game, right?
Like, you have like an aircraft carrier essentially to pick you up. This is bizarre. Yeah. Wow. I wonder how closely any of this hews to like projections for the future of warfare in terms of
You know,
like, space warfare.
I haven't looked into that.
You haven't been looking into future space warfare?
You know, not that much.
God. Can't believe it.
So we are done with that mission.
So that's like that's campaign. We saw a lot. We saw shooting. We saw the ship. We saw dogfighting. We saw shooting dudes in space while floating.
Real quick, I want to show like a main mission.
Please, yes,
because
absolutely. Like the kind of standard what you can expect from this game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one that takes place.
As you can tell, there's a lot of missions in this game. 31, in fact.
Yeah, I don't want to show too much.
Right, we don't want to spoil anything here.
This one is cool. We're not really going to spoil much here. This one takes place on an asteroid, a mining colony on an asteroid near Mercury, and comms have gone dark from the mining colony. And the mining colony, the only security it had was robots.
Okay.
You might be able to guess what happened.
I wonder if they went crazy and killed everybody.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
But what's cool about this mission is that this asteroid has actually been knocked off its orbit.
Okay.
Again, by mysterious means.
Bum bum bum.
And
it's not aliens.
We're gonna skip it.
Still not aliens. Definitely skip cutscenes. Okay, one question. Nate Lamagna, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, you are.
Who maybe is a friend of yours. Hi, Greg.
Perhaps.
Longtime viewer, first-time commenter. I have a question for both of you, labs. Do you think this game will finally be the MMO to dethrone World of Warcraft? How does the PvP compare to the revamped honor system in Legion? I have no idea how it
Absolutely.
compares to that.
This is an MMO. No.
No.
Nate's goofing. That's what he does.
What a goof.
He is a goof.
What a goofer.
He's probably loving the fact that we're giving him attention right now.
All right, well, he's got it. This is not a World of Warcraft-style MMO, in case anybody else is wondering.
So check this out. This asteroid is spinning rapidly. It is off course. The day-night cycle is about 30 seconds long.
Okay.
It's cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So look at the sun.
There's the sun. Hey,
So
guys,
since we're close to Mercury, it is scorching hot during the day. We've got to wait for night to run across this
What,
area.
for like a 30-second window?
Yeah.
You'd think that they would just get like some suits that would protect them from this.
Here we go.
Maybe not. Seems like a needlessly risky thing to do, doesn't it?
Well, we got to figure out what's going on here. But like, look at this is awesome.
It is pretty awesome, yeah.
I died.
What?
By the
From
way.
what?
I don't know what happened.
Oh, the blood splatters, the jelly blood splatters. The
That's
Call of
right.
Duty jelly is back.
Yeah, we don't need to show too much of this mission. But I just wanted to highlight like this is cool.
Yeah, I mean visually, it's certainly crazy.
Yeah.
You know, this year's been great for like bizarre, surreal mission types in games.
Totally.
I'm all about that.
All right, so we're inside.
There's a little bit of swearing here, folks. I'm sorry.
That's right. This game is rated M for mature.
It is, just like us.
That's well.
Power with the light, blackout with the dark.
Let's see, any more questions here?
Use it to our advantage.
Hear that?
Can you do a barrel roll?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I think I saw you do several barrel rolls.
This guy has been. He got trapped outside.
There's also a VR mode in this game. I don't think you've tried it.
No, it's
I have
it's
not tried
actually
it either.
it's like a separate. You can download it separately. You don't even need the game.
Huh?
It's just a free. It takes
It's a free
place.
Call of Duty thing?
It's a PlayStation VR. You need the VR headset to play it. I don't have one.
Right,
It
right.
takes place inside the cockpit of one of the Jackals. I don't know how much actual like playing you do. Oh, by the way, I have like a jetpack.
And you did a double jump, I noticed.
Yeah, that you don't have to do a lot of that stuff in the
You
game.
look to be on fire.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
You'd think that they would play that song
Yeah, you think so?
about being on fire.
Yeah.
But no dice. So one question people have is how much is this game? That depends on the version you buy.
Well, the standard version is $60.
Right. I believe the Legacy Edition that we're
might be-
playing here, I think this is $80. I'm
That's
going to
80,
check on
and
that.
that is I think right now the only way to get Modern Warfare Remastered.
Right.
You can't buy it separately. So that's a crazy thing that they're doing right now. This Modern Warfare Remastered. It was originally just a pre-order bonus for this game and with the Legacy Edition.
Right.
You cannot buy it separately, and you in fact cannot even play it without having the Infinite Warfare disc in your PS4.
Okay. All right. So there are 3 versions, as far as I can tell, of this game. Maybe even more, but as far as I know, there's at least 3. There's the regular version at $60, which, as you said, does not come with the remastered version of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
There's the Legacy Edition, which we're holding. You can see it says Legacy at the top right here.
It does say Legacy.
That's $80, and it comes with Modern Warfare as well, the remastered copy. And then there's also one called the Digital Deluxe Edition, which appears to be $100.
That probably has some other stuff in it. Yeah.
I can't actually tell what it comes with beyond. Oh, it comes with a season pass as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's DLC that's going to be coming out for this game. You got to figure
Yeah.
extra downloadable maps.
Yeah.
Maybe some new zombie mode stuff.
It's typically just zombies and multiplayer maps. I don't think they add like story things with the
Yeah.
DLC, which is unfortunate. I wish they would.
I mean, I think that a lot more people play games for multiplayer, right? So like, if
Yeah.
you're going to be like buying in over a year, you probably want more multiplayer maps.
We're gonna get to the multiplayer soon. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, you might not want to play this game just for the multiplayer.
Indeed, indeed. It sounds like the single player in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is the winner here of this package.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a season pass as well, though. If you wanted to get everything in one, that's $100, and it comes with both of the games as well as all the DLC eventually, basically.
So we're just gonna go a little bit further here to actually show some fighting. There's these worker drone robots are hanging out here in their little pods. Everything's probably fine.
Right.
There's no way that any of them are gonna like attack us. Like
No, of course not. It seems very unlikely.
you actually spend a good amount of time fighting robots in this game, but you do shoot regular dudes as well. Don't worry.
There's an entire mission in Gears of War 4 that is literally exactly like this. You really shoot that guy in the armpit. Yeah, real good. As it turns out, robots, that's actually their death spot is the armpit,
Yeah.
in case you were wondering at home, folks.
So there also, what's cool about this game is there are ballistic weapons which fire just regular bullets, and there are energy weapons which fire like laser shots, and the energy weapons are better against robots.
Okay, that seems right. All that checks out.
According to video game logic, sure.
One person wants to know who our next president is. It's Frank Underwood.
That's true.
It's Kevin Spacey, actually, from House of Cards, so he'll be our next president.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. People want to see zombies mode. It's coming, I promise.
Absolutely.
Don't worry. This is, I believe, the first year that zombies mode has made an appearance in a non-Treyarch, in a non-Black Ops Call of Duty.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe so. So traditionally, the zombies mode was locked to one specific developer of the Call of Duty series, Treyarch.
Yeah, they made World at War and then all the Black Ops games.
Right, and I would go ahead and say that they're probably more notorious for the Black Ops games just because those games are kind of loved. Like, there's certainly a lot of love
World
there.
at War was the first one, and that was the first one with zombies. It was Nazi zombies back then, because that game was a World War II game.
Right, exactly that. Looks like you've stopped time here?
That's an anti-gravity grenade.
Okay.
Check this out.
Okay. That's very weird.
I can get in it.
Yes, you can. It looks like you're swimming.
There's a trophy for killing a guy while you are in an anti-gravity grenade.
All right.
So in case you want some hot achievement points.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
All right. And again, hi and welcome.
Hello.
In case you're just joining us, we've been doing this for about 20 to 25 minutes now. I'm Ben Gilbert. This is Alex Perry.
It is, in fact.
We are playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, where the warfare never ends, on the PlayStation 4. Brand new game. It's out now. Came out last Friday. It's on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, and it costs $60, roughly. So you can spend more than that if you want. But
also have
basically $60.
good against machines. I have shot grenades.
As you can tell, it's a first-person shooter, and this looks insane right now.
Yeah, I'm shooting robots.
Shooting robots, not just people.
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare, it's not just people anymore. There's the tagline.
I might hop out of this mission soon.
Yeah, let's jump into multi
Yep.
and see how that is. We're gonna end on zombies, I think.
Yeah.
That seems like the way to go.
I actually have not played the zombies mode yet.
Wow.
Because
Man.
I don't like it very much.
All right.
I mean, zombies isn't my thing. I know people love it. It's just never been my thing.
Sure. So walk me through what we have here. We have a couple of different types of.
Yeah. There's a store. You can buy map packs and DLC and stuff.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Yeah, I know. It's there. So we're going to create a class. The way this game works is you have a rig. And a rig dictates what your special ability is.
Okay.
Warfighter is just like your meat and potatoes, you're a dude with a gun, and your special ability, the default special ability for the Warfighter is this crazy gun that like the bullets ricochet off walls.
Okay.
And you build up a meter during matches by killing guys to be able to use these abilities.
Okay.
This is very similar to Black Ops 3, where in that game you played as different characters who had different abilities, except in this it's just a rig, which is like your armor.
But these aren't like classes, right? Like these are more just like in terms of specializations.
So in terms of like special abilities, we don't need to watch this cutscene.
Oh, man.
I have never selected this one before,
Yeah,
so
no.
I get the cutscene. This one, he gets a crazy beam weapon that locks onto people,
Sure.
or he can switch to a bull charge, which just charges forward.
So what? I mean more in terms of like the modes, though, right? Is it just like deathmatch straight up? Is it
The
is there capture
modes,
the flag?
it's the modes you expect from shooters. It's deathmatch, it's capture the flag, it's domination, it's everything that has been in Call of Duty before. The one I've been playing on is Synaptic, which is just a robot.
Sure.
His thing is payload, where both of his arms just turn into guns.
Sure.
And you just run super fast and just dual wield murder everyone. You don't even really need to aim. It just kind of aims for you for a little bit.
Okay.
And then he can also rewind, which just like Tracer in Overwatch or something, where you just rewind a little bit. Black Ops 3 had a character who did that as well.
Okay. All
So
right.
you notice I'm referencing Black Ops 3. That's because this game just kind of plays like Black Ops 3.
Okay. I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily.
I was not a big fan of that game, but
Wow.
a lot of people love it. I mean,
Yeah,
I get
there's
it.
a lot of love for those games.
But it has the same, like, you can slide using your rocket boost, you can jetpack a little bit, and you can run on walls.
So there's no new modes here at all, as far as I can
There
tell.
might be. I didn't play Black Ops 3 a whole lot.
But there isn't like a. I should say that there's like a bit. There aren't any like new featured modes, right? Like Titanfall's new big mode is there's like a specific one. that
Yeah,
people, like,
well,
amped hard
there's
for
this
or whatever.
frontline mode, which is basically good job.
Yep. It's not
There's
gonna
this
work for
frontline mode that is basically a deathmatch kind of thing, but you always spawn at your base, use teamwork to eliminate opposing players. It's got a little bit of a more traditional like TDM kind of thing.
Sure.
There's like capture modes. There's hardcore modes where you have like less health and friendly fire is enabled.
Oh my. There's so
Special
many.
modes like Gun Game, which is a popular one that was originally in Counter-Strike, where every time you get a kill, you get a new gun. That's a fun one. We're just going to go to TDM, Team Deathmatch, because that's the one everyone's playing.
Yeah, that's the kind of standard Call of Duty multiplayer that people are coming for.
I want to make it extremely clear up front. I'm going to do poorly.
Okay. Well, try your best.
That's
all I got.
I don't do well at this game within the privacy of my own home when I'm fully focused. I'm not great at Call of Duty multiplayer. I've never been. And the thing about Call of Duty multiplayer is that since each game feels very similar, it's like the people who are good at one are good at all of them, and the people who still like Call of Duty a whole lot are very good at Call of Duty.
Yes. This is exactly why I mostly don't play these games multiplayer, despite playing a lot of multiplayer shooters. By the way, we are not just sitting here hanging out. Their game is loading.
Yeah,
it's coming
loading.
any
Yep.
minute. Any
One.
minute. Oh, it's happening.
We're going to be on Frost. I think Frost is a pretty decent map.
And this is a live game, right? Like we're playing against a bunch of other human beings
Yes.
here.
As you can see, Thrills Killa there. He's going to hopefully be on my team. I don't want to deal with a guy with that name.
All right. Okay.
AKA Reloaded.
Some unexciting. Oh, what is that?
What?
No, no, it's less exciting. I was hoping there was an exciting name in there. There isn't.
Game lobby closed.
What happened? Oh, it broke.
I guess it broke. We're going
All
to try
right.
to find another one.
That does happen. Live gameplay demo here, folks. We're gonna try to get
Yeah.
into a live game here. It should. You haven't encountered a ton of problems here, presumably.
Not really.
No. And
Not more than any other game.
Yeah, the game's been out for 4 days now, give or take. So you have to imagine a couple million people at least have their hands on it. Maybe a couple million on PS4 alone, even. So I don't know. It's also the middle of the day on Monday, so it's a strong possibility there aren't a ton of
So you
people
see
playing
in
here right now.
the lower right corner, we have our intermission timer. After that is done, we will count down to the beginning of the match. So we're going to be waiting here for another 30 seconds or so.
Okay, all right. So if you have any questions here, folks, by the way, please get at us. That is not a problem.
Oh man, we're up against the gangsta boy Troy.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
At least it's not the gangsta boy Roy. I know that guy is way tough. I don't know about Troy though.
Nah, Troy's a joke. It's nothing.
So the multiplayer in these games is like super quick and frantic.
It's very frantic. It's the kind of thing where when you see an enemy player, usually the person who fired the first shot wins.
Right, exactly that. It's like a very Twitch-based game. By the way, bless you, David.
Yeah.
It's a very Twitch-based game. You got to be ready to react quickly. And it looks like You're on Mars?
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like I just assume every planet that's red is Mars.
Yeah, I
that
think
seems
this is
fair at this
probably
point.
Mars.
What's
You do go to
that
Mars.
blue stuff there?
What blue stuff?
That blue stuff.
It's Mars juice.
Mars juice, of course.
So real quick rundown of what I can do. Boost a little bit.
Yeah.
I can slide,
Slide a little bit.
and I can wall run.
It looks like kind of heavy.
Yeah, it feels pretty heavy, especially if you've played like Titanfall 2. That's a game where you can also slide and boost and wall run, and this game is much slower than that.
I want to note, by the way, that the Titanfall series is solely responsible for this movement towards wall running, double jumping, and movement in games. Like,
Yeah.
that's definitely something where that series has directly influenced major first-person shooters, whether it's Call of Duty or I guess less so Battlefields.
Let's watch this guy. I hit him.
Certainly Doom, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Doom doesn't have the wall running and stuff, but it's certainly
You run
huge
so
focus
fast,
on
though.
mobility. It's
I got a kill.
you got to kill. But this is very Call of Duty-y, right? It's very much like running, shooting, running, shooting, trying to be sort of tactical, but
Absolutely.
tough because it's really about
And it-
quick twitch reactions.
You die in 1 or 2 hits.
Right.
Like, you die in 1 or 2 hits, you immediately respawn, you get going again.
As a result, because I know that about these games, I tend to bounce off of them.
You know,
I've played them
I've-
for so long before I'm like, I can't do this.
I've really liked some of them in the past. I loved the original Modern Warfare. Played quite a bit of Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, and Advanced Warfare, the one that came out a couple of years ago, I loved as well. But,
Sure.
yeah, I just, this one I'm just not feeling that much. Like, the movement stuff just doesn't feel that great. You'll notice, like, there's really no reason for me to be jumping and boosting and wall running. Like, these maps just aren't really that well designed for it.
So that's a crucial difference, right? Like, so Titanfall, that series is built around the concept of mobility and movement
Yeah.
and wall running and everything else. Call of Duty is very much not. It's about ducking behind cover, popping out, shooting a couple shots off, and getting out of there. Or just running up on somebody and firing on them.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is not rewarded in Titanfall, right? Like, it's intentionally meant for you to run around, to jump off of stuff, to hide, to escape. It seems more like an afterthought to an extent here. I have played none of this, so I'm certainly not casting massive judgment on it.
You are not wrong.
But that's my worry, right? Is exactly that. Is that like you're going to be on these maps where you're like, this is cool, but I don't need to be doing this.
I don't need to be doing this, and like this map doesn't really have any, but there are spots in the game I didn't even see that guy was mentioning. I was sitting a little far away from the TV here, so
Sure, you can blame it on whatever you want.
well, I'm also, but there are spots throughout these multiplayer maps where you see I can jump fairly high here, but there are spots where it seems like I should be able to get up on something and I can't. Like, watch this. Look at this. Can't.
Right, there's just an invisible wall
wall.
there. Yeah,
Like,
that's the kind of stuff that does matter and shows
it
up.
really just sometimes, I have no insight into how this game was developed. It really seems like they were making a more traditional, like, boots on the ground Call of Duty and just slapped this Black Ops 3 movement stuff in there.
Sure.
There are a couple of maps that I think are well designed and that actually make use of this stuff, but as you can see, this one, like, not really. You can get up on top of here.
So for me, a lot of it is that like my brain is so used to operating in first-person shooters, like in a cover sense and in that kind of way, that the concept of like jumping over cover that you can do in this as well as Titanfall is like it changes how you end up playing those kind of games tactically, and it seems like that is not the case as much here at very least.
Not
Although
really.
there was one instance where I saw you straight up jump over something, so that is meaningful.
You can do that.
Could you like stamp like ground pound somebody?
You know,
from above?
there might be a character who can do that. Mine can't. There was a guy in Black Ops 3 who could do something like that.
Okay.
Oh, check it out.
This is ridiculous.
Running with knife hands like I'm the Terminator from Terminator 2.
It is literally exactly like Terminator 2.
I hope I find someone.
Well, how long does this last? Oh, it's timed, right? Yeah. Wow.
No. You don't get more health when you're like that.
No, unfortunately.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that seems like pretty fresh,
You
actually.
know, like, I seem pretty down on the multiplayer in this game, and I am, but, like, it's still Call of Duty. It's still fun. It's just not... I would put it near the bottom of, like, Call of Duty multiplayer that I like. Call of Duty multiplayer games that I like.
What's your biggest one? Is probably Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare is definitely the one I played the most recently. Modern Warfare, the original one, I played so much at the time. Modern Warfare 2 was great. I liked Black Ops as well. Advanced Warfare had really cool, like, Advanced Warfare also had a lot of, like, rocket boosting and stuff, but it was better in that game. Like, you could kind of dash.
Sure.
Instead of just, like, doing this slide thing. And I thought that game, like, the maps were really well designed, and it took good advantage of that stuff. Like, I loved Advanced Warfare. And it was, that's part of why I'm so disappointed in this, because I was kind of hoping after, I didn't love the Black Ops 3 stuff so much, I was kind of hoping they would maybe go something a little more like Advanced Warfare, and they didn't.
Sure, sure.
It's worth noting that the next in the rotation of studios is Sledgehammer, which made Advanced Warfare, so next year's game, I'm assuming is going to be Advanced Warfare 2.
That seems like a reasonable assumption, right?
Yeah.
You think they can get Kevin Spacey back?
He's dead.
Oh, so no. Spoilers, Alex! Jesus!
The game came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, it did. It's only okay. We're all gonna be okay.
Hey, leveled up.
That sounds like not a bad idea. How about Treyarch makes a compilation pack with everything in it from the first game to the latest, with all maps and extra perks?
That sounds like quite an undertaking.
That does sound like a tremendously work-intensive undertaking.
I don't know that you want to play the Call of Duty games before 4 these days.
Yeah, yeah. So you can play Call of Duty 4 remastered multiplayer as well.
Yes,
right?
and it has 10 maps right now from the original game. They're going to add all the later ones in a free update later, I believe. But it has 10 maps, pretty much the ones you want. I played some of that this weekend. That game's still pretty fun.
Presumably those maps are controlling, like, there's none of this double
No.
jumping or wall running.
It is that game. It plays
Understood.
exactly like that game. Same upgrade system, same everything.
I genuinely cannot believe that there are, like, marijuana leafs as your player icon in the Call of Duty series.
It's been that way for so long.
I know. It's
Always.
not. I know that's not new. It's just the dumbest thing.
We
I don't
actually
understand.
won. I went 7-14, which is not good. But
You
we
did
won.
not do great, but
No,
you did okay. You had a
that's-
0.5 kill death ratio.
That's about how I usually go.
But that's okay. So we saw some of the multiplayer. It looks like fine, maybe not great, but there's also the option for Call of Duty 4 remastered multiplayer.
Again, you have to spend pay the $80 to get like this Legacy Edition.
You do.
To do that.
You do.
So you're essentially paying $80 to get a gussied up version of a game that came out 9 years ago.
It sounds like, though, that the $80 version of this game, the Legacy Edition, is the version to buy.
Yeah, if you want that Call of Duty stuff.
I mean, it's hard
Or
to
if
not
you
want
want
that.
the Modern Warfare stuff. Sorry.
So let's show that. Let's show some of that remastered before we jump out.
We don't have that on this PS4.
Oh, you have to download it.
Yeah, and that's locked to my PS4. So.
Oh, dip. That's so unfortunate.
I would love to, but yeah, that's a download code that's locked to my PS4 at home. So.
Okay, all right. So we will watch zombies. We will play zombies, I guess.
Again, I've not played this yet, so.
Do your best. So zombies mode, traditionally speaking, is a kind of a horde mode, survival mode.
Yes.
If you want, I can drive. I am happy to shoot these zombies if you don't want.
No, I want to do this. Should we join someone else's match or just do solo?
What ifs? Join someone else's match, I
Yeah,
guess?
sure. I don't want to leave early, but whatever, they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be.
So this is they have a real like 1980s zombie horror thing going on this year.
Clearly.
You're 4 people who get sucked into a movie at the theater or something, and zombies mode has traditionally been, or at least in the last several years, has been very like deliberately goofy. They have gotten a lot of like celebrities. Like I remember in the original Black Ops, the zombies mode, you were playing as like JFK and Nixon and like Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. I
Yeah.
remember that being a whole thing.
So finally, a video game that lets you play as Henry Kissinger.
I mean, who doesn't want to play
Exactly.
Messenger in a video game?
But yeah, like it's always been very goofy, very tongue-in-cheek. And the core gameplay is you're just kind of in these little enclosed areas, and there are zombies coming through windows and stuff. You got to board up the windows.
Right.
You kill zombies to buy upgrades, and they have like really, really involved like crazy like paths you can go on to unlock extra secret upgrades and stuff. Like I've never been a fan of this stuff, but it's definitely ambitious, and people love it for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of a. I don't know how to put. That guy is doing something ridiculous.
He's hanging out.
But it's certainly a game type that's been in lots of other video games. You know, like it's this concept of like defending a home base and fending off waves of enemies that get increasingly more difficult to fend off.
So you start out with just this pistol. You have to buy later weapons. Like,
Sure.
how much money do I have right now? I have 500. I could buy this rifle, the M1, which is
That's a World War
that is
II
a World War
rifle.
II. That's a World
Let's
War II.
definitely not get an M1 involved.
They still, this series has not been a World War II series for like in 8 or 9 years, and they still will pack World War II guns into it sometimes.
That sounds like something that probably there's a handful of dedicated fans who love that.
Yeah, totally.
I would be unsurprised if that was the case.
And right now we're gonna hear Rapture by Blondie.
when is the next wave of enemies?
That is a fantastic question.
All right, so we're learning at the same time as you folks are.
I
Bear
can
with
slide.
us.
Can I
Hand
double jump?
slide.
I cannot boost jump.
Hand
What
double
is?
jump. What's going on there? You should go into that. Should definitely go into that, whatever that is.
Should I?
I don't know. I have no idea what it does.
I probably.
This is a really cool setting. I
Oh, there
will
we
say
go.
that.
Yeah, definitely. I like what they're going for here. I have just never thought the zombies mode was very fun.
Oh man, I think you're crazy. I love the zombies mode.
But people love it, right?
Yeah,
and
for
I get
sure.
it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong if you love it. Like,
Yeah.
Especially if I can see this being really fun if you have a group of friends. It's just like.
So that's how I've played it, right? So I think a lot of people come to it from that sense, like where you sit down on a couch with somebody and you play together.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun. Like you're coordinating where the zombies are, where to maximize your defenses,
Oh.
how to most carefully. Okay, that's
we
the thing.
we
that's happening.
might be having internet. Yep.
The game might be. Oh, we lost the connection. So this actually reminds me of Zombies Ate My Neighbors from
Super
Nintendo, like one of my favorite games ever made. Just thematically speaking.
Okay, let's.
That's a really good game.
Let's try a solo match so we'll get like some proper context for what was going on there.
Sure.
It seemed like we joined one that was in progress.
Master of the macabre. For over 40 years, I directed the most terrifying, visceral, and bloody scenes ever committed to film. My contribution to horror is nothing short of genius.
This is so schlocky.
Before my
Yeah, that's the idea.
retirement, people demanded to know my
I mean, it's
secret.
like over the top. Also, look at the lower right corner. What's that about?
I don't know. We probably should have done this
If you really
first.
want to know how the sausage is made in a Willard Wyler picture, the recipe is simple.
So I like the art style. It's like kind of
What
cartoony,
actors?
Yeah.
comic booky, if you will.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like the stretch hearse.
Hello? Hey!
I'm trying to put my finger on what this
is
looks
the place,
like.
right? I feel like we're being set
Yeah.
up for some punk-ass
Like
reality show.
if Scooby-Doo was like a mid-2000s like flash animation.
Yes, indeed.
And then sunk it just for effect.
Wait, you mean with the actors
I
on it?
probably should have researched this first. These might be voiced by famous people. A lot of the times in the zombies mode, they get celebrities to do it.
Yes, indeed.
I think there was one where he plays Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo definitely appeared in one.
You've all been chosen to play
yeah,
a
that was
unique
definitely a
role
thing.
in
That might have
my
been
return
Black
to
Ops
the big screen.
I think this guy that's talking to us right now is Paul Rubens, aka Pee Wee Herman,
My methods tend to be a little.
which would explain why he looks so much like Pee Wee Herman.
Yes, it
Is
would.
he kidding?
So we know what's going on. Let's
Yes,
get this.
yes, we do.
Let's kill
Yes,
some zombies.
let's jump
I
past this.
wanted to see some of that. Sometime in the 1980s.
So there's an objective. There are various waves of this. It seems like
Yeah,
you're going to be
seems like
progressing through beyond just the waves of enemies. It's like there's waves of or sections, maybe I should say.
Yeah, there's different locations in the park. It looked like there were different maps. Like I think there are going to be different maps, not just this park.
I like that the viewers have, and us included, have no idea how this jumps from you being in a movie theater to you suddenly being in this theme park.
That's
like there's just a total disconnect.
Up to you to find out.
Yes, indeed. No spoilers. Play the video game if you want to find out.
I
And
don't-
again, hey, welcome and hello. In case you were
Hello.
just joining us, we've been doing this for like almost an hour at this point.
Yeah.
I'm Ben Gilbert. This is Alex Perry.
It is.
We're playing video games on the internet, as you might have already guessed. We are playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, not one of those many other Call of Duty games. It is this year's Call of Duty game, the long-running first-person shooter franchise. This one is on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, and it's out now. It came out last Friday. So if you haven't played it yet, that's because it's brand new, and that's why we're playing it right now.
So I don't. This is a solo. I don't have people with me, so I am going to get overrun any minute now. But you can reinforce your defenses here.
And that just kind of slows down the zombies and makes your life a little
Yeah,
bit
and like
easier.
I said, when you kill zombies, you get money.
Of course, as it works in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Get a different gun. This looks like a Destiny gun.
Yes, it does.
All right.
I like that noise.
Whoa! That reload
It's
animation.
good at that. It's good on that kind of thing. So let's get that. Let's definitely get those invisible boards slapped back up. So this invisible rebuilding thing has been the same since the original.
Yeah,
and it's so strange.
I have always thought it looked weird.
It's such a weird thing, like disembodied boards floating up and getting renailed.
I love shooting this gun. Look at this reload animation.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's like so unnecessarily like showy.
I like there's a lot of character in this in the zombies mode.
For sure, yeah.
Regardless of like the actual gameplay, like you can see stuff all over the place that they've like the upper right corner, the scene 2 thing, the lower left corner, your character is like a playing card. The lower right, the devil is there, just glaring at you, occasionally laughing.
Hang on, is that like a meter that's filling up?
It is a meter that's filling up. I have no idea what's going to happen when we
Let's
get
play
there.
long enough to see what happens with that.
That sounds like a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
But yeah, you can spend money to, or you have to get more power to the park, spend money to get to different areas of the park, and kill more zombies.
Up and Adam's reference to Fallout, I don't think so. I think that's more just a...
It could be.
It could be, right, yeah. I mean, the whole atomic energy business in that game.
Where
but
was
also,
that? I don't know that I saw that.
It was like one of the things you walked by before.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, I mean, that could be... Oh, it's right there, excuse me. It's that machine. Up and Adams.
Oh, it's fairly Fallout-esque.
It could also just be like a Cold War, World War II thing.
It's true.
I don't know. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Regardless. Assuredly, this game's full of sweet references. Can you just like straight up punch these people too? Presumably.
I have a broken glass bottle. Yeah.
Oh no, the tracking is off on the VCR.
Oh
Fix
no.
it. I'm old, by the way, in case you were wondering.
I've used a VCR before.
All right. All right. So, I mean, what do we want to do here?
I died.
You died. We showed the zombies mode. We've showed the single player mode. We've showed the multiplayer mode. Is there anything else you think people need at home to see in this brand new Call of Duty Infinite Warfare video game?
I wish we could have shown Modern Warfare Remastered. That,
So maybe we'll come back and we'll do it in a few days or something.
if I can find a way to put it on this PS4,
We
sure.
will figure that out. That is for certain.
Yeah, because that's pretty cool.
That is worth seeing. And so maybe we'll come back and revisit it. There's been a ton we've been showing in this. If you folks have any questions, feel free to drop them into our chat and I can maybe answer them later on. At very least, we will be back here streaming more video games for you in the very near future.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for driving, Alex.
No problem.
And thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
We will be back here shortly. Keep it locked on the Tech Insider Facebook page for more video games.